podcast joint with Ciara.
Yo, what is the deal? You are watching the T-Money podcast joint with me, Ciara Ross, in the building.
Hey.
Ciara, what's happening, baby? What's going on?
What's up, man? Nice to see you.
You got your Hollywood curls in today, and the big bamboo earrings, and I don't know, man. You ready for Hollywood? That's what we doing?
Come on, man. It's the only way to be.
Well, you celebrating
Not
hip
them,
hop.
though.
You're celebrating Hip Hop 50 this week.
I better.
And salute to all the Hip Hop 50 artists and DJs and everybody that contributed to the culture. Salute to you guys. You know, because the anniversary is coming up. You know,
All the celebrations is out there,
No
which
doubt.
is just phenomenal.
You know
Everybody's
what?
doing their
You know what
thing.
I don't like. You know what I don't like. Honestly,
not enough.
No. Yeah, true be told, it's not enough. But you know what? I'm not really in tune with. I'm not really feeling like how everybody is using this as a reason to have a party or something. Oh, Hip Hop 50. You ain't got nothing to do with Hip Hop 50.
Nothing
You're a
at
vulture of the culture, 100%, and you
Nothing
just
at
throwing
all.
Hip Hop 50 in front of your event, thinking you're gonna get patronage, which is whack to me. You know what I mean?
But the same thing as clothing brands. They did the same exact thing. We're not going to necessarily mention the brand that did it, but they came out with this particular shoe boot that, you know, the little emblem on it is hot to death. And I think that's probably the best part of the actual shoe. But it's messed up, and you capitalizing off something different.
Right.
And then you took some colors that don't really represent something else and made it into something else. So you just keep spinning.
So
it.
basically, you know, back off, because you're not part of this culture. Get out of here. You know, you're a vulture 100%. I'm not feeling you. So anyway.
The disrespect, but we got somebody here that's a part of the culture that's actually living it while people Googling it. You know what I mean?
That's right. My man Mikey D, a.k.a. Mikey Destruction, a.k.a. Playboy Mikey D in the building.
Yeah.
What's up, baby?
AKA
I'm here, baby. I'm
Cordless
here.
Mike, you know what I mean?
She said cordless, Mike. Oh, man, I'm here, man. Happy to be here,
What's
yo.
happening, brother?
Happy to be here.
Good seeing you, man. Good seeing you.
Likewise, man.
Yeah, we go back like camel humps and suede fronts, me and Mikey D. Long time, you know what I mean? Check the rhyme, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no doubt.
Also, like, okay, so usually what we do is we start from the beginnings of your career and stuff. I want to get into that. Like, so talk to me a little bit about, I mean, I know you're Queens all day, because I see you got your Queens colors
Of
on.
course, man. Mets, man, you know.
You know, New
Loving
York
it,
Mets,
loving it.
you know, and the blue and the orange, you know, vibe is evident in your whole spirit. But talk to me a little about LA Queens. I mean, you're from Lawrence, Queens,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know,
Born and raised.
And you came up, you know, you were raised by your grandparents,
Right,
right?
right.
And talk to me a little about your upbringing. I know you came up with my boy D.
Yeah, that jive turkey is the reason I rap.
Yeah, my,
you know what I mean?
you know, my man
But,
D was part of your life. You know, just so the world knows, my right hand, who was down with T450, is Mikey D's, you know, boy from the sandbox. Feel me? So
that's a
you
fact.
know, we go back like camel humps and suede fronts again. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's a fact.
round and round. This is how we do it. You know what I mean? So talk to me a little about it, man. You know, D Parks, aka D Mills, my guy.
Yeah, that,
you know, it was part of your early
yeah,
beginnings.
D Money, man, that's ever loving Kid Ice. You know what I mean? His
Wow,
ever loving Kid Ice.
that's scary.
right.
That's scary.
His grandmoms lived right next door to my grandmom where I was raised. And
Right.
you know, D Money used to come from Harlem every summer and stay the summer with his grandmother. And this particular summer, I believe in '79, he came outside with the big giant radio and he had this music playing.
He
Now,
still got it. Just so you know, he still has a giant radio in his house.
well,
He's
I
one of
think-
those,
I
you
think
know?
this one might have been Big Bro Mike Action's box, but I ain't gonna say
Oh,
nothing.
he stole somebody's
You know?
radio?
But so Mike Action, you know, he's the older brother. So Mike Action was outside at those early hip hop events.
Right.
Now, mind you, in Lawton, I never heard it. I had virgin ears to hip hop.
Right.
Yeah, because you was by your grandmother.
Yeah, you know, so, and, you know, I wasn't even outside like that. I was just, when I came outside, I would go next door and be on D Money's, we used to call it the stoop or the front steps.
Oh, yeah, the front steps.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. That's where your mom or your grandparents know where you at.
Yeah,
oh,
they
you
all
over there?
That's
Good.
right.
You good, right.
That's right. So, but anyway, he brought that music out, and from the first time, I think Grandmaster Caz might have been saying, each and every time we put the music low, we turn it down for a second to make you say ho. Somebody somewhere deep inside the crowd, they gotta make a comment or snap out loud. Once I heard that, it was off to the races. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. And now, mind you, D Money and Boo, we call it, well, his real name is Leon Taylor. Boo's older brother's, his name was Oliver. So Oliver and D Money's older brother, Mike Action, they had a crew called Terrible 2. They were two DJs.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so they used to mix the records and all of that, but we still wasn't up on this part of it, the rhyming, you know what I mean?
Right.
And
back then the DJs were number one.
That's right. The MC was nothing more than a hype man for the DJ.
Get the crowd response.
They wasn't rapping and all of that, but then we heard that. So that crew became Terrible 2 and Crew. So you know the Terrible 2 was Oliver and Mike Action, and who was the crew? Me, D Money, and Boo. So we started doing routines and all of that stuff. We started taking like TV shows like the Brady Bunch and all of that and putting words to those harmonies. And we called ourselves, look, Grandmaster Caz was the first rapper I heard. Look, we call ourselves the Grandmaster 3. So it was Ever Loving Kid Ice, which was D Money, Lovable Little B, and Playboy Mikey D. So that was the start of it all. Now, mind you, D Money probably told you I wasn't into sports and none of that. So the guys.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. So you, when you realized that you wanted to be a rapper, before that, were you interested in doing anything else?
I wasn't interested in nothing, but you know, I was shy. I was, you know, curly hair, eyes pigeon-toed, skinny. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a voice or nothing in school. You know, I was shy. But when I started writing.
So Yvette changed, that song the Yvette song changed your life by Grandmaster Caz.
It was Yvette and that battle rhyme that he said to the heckler in the audience. That changed my life. Because after leaving D Money's steps, I went back next door to my Nana's house and I wrote my first rhyme. And you're right, Yvette, because the first rhyme that I wrote was about a girl named Kim. And it was the same blueprint as Yvette. Now, this is my first rhyme. So I wrote the rhyme about Kim, and I'm thinking about what this guy said, and I'm going to do my own thing. And the first person that heard me rhyme was my Nana. My grandmother was the first one. So she gave me my first cosign.
And what did she say? What was your grandma's critique?
By the time he was 13.
I want to know what her critique was.
What'd
she say?
No, she said, that's good. Because when I went home, it took me all night to write the rhyme. So I stayed up past the bedtime trying to write the rhyme. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then when she asked me the next morning, what was I doing and all that, I said, I was writing a rap. She didn't know what a rap was because I didn't even know what it was. I just discovered it.
Right.
So when I said the rhyme to her, I had the cadence and all of that down pat because I followed Grandmaster Caz's blueprint. It was off to the races. She loved it. She said it was good. I didn't really go crazy because this is Nana, you know what I mean? So I can't curse and all of that. Not yet. So I was a real good storyteller. That's when D Money and them heard it and all of that. And that's when we just started making moves with, as the Grandmaster 3. But I didn't play sports. The only thing I did on the block was we played Roundup, Red Light, Green Light, 1, 2, 3. We ain't played Run, Catch, and Kiss because it was all boys on the block.
That would have been a problem right there.
It would have been a real problem. It would have been a real problem.
So let me ask you a question. So at what age is this we're talking about?
This is 12 going on 13. 79, yeah.
And so when did you start rapping with the Clientele Brothers? When was that? When did that happen?
Grandmaster 3, we were making tapes in David Moore's sun porch and in Oliver's basement. We used to make our tapes there.
Like everybody in the basement making tapes.
So then, I started moving around, getting a little, I was getting a little arrogant, I wanted to start challenging mother effers, you know what I mean? I was battling cats, you know what I mean? So I met a brother named Mark Miller from the other side of Merrick. So at the time that me and Mark Miller connected, our side of Merrick and their side of Merrick, they didn't get along. So me and Mark met, another light-skinned, skinny guy with waves. See, now I got waves going on at the time. Walking around with a plastic bag full of rhyme books, and he's doing the same thing.
Okay.
So we meet, and then we go to Johnny Quest's house, and we started rapping at Johnny Quest's sun porch, and we had a crew called the L.A. Rap Masters. It had to be about 13 of us. All of us was together. This is before Wu-Tang and all of that, and we were making cassettes. And after that, everybody started branching off into their own little cliques. So me and Mark Miller, we made a crew called the Phenomenal Four. And I remember we had this one brother named Benny Ben down with us, and Mark Miller used to always call him Benny OJ. And I never understood why he would call him that until I met the Clientele Brothers. It was Eddie OJ, Will Seville, and Easy E, and Steady B. So these dudes, now, when I heard the Clientele Brothers, remember, we young, so these guys are already up there.
Facts,
so
right.
to us, they were an established group. And these guys were the Queens, New York equivalent to Cold Crush in the Bronx.
Right.
So they were our Cold Crush, you know what I mean? And all of the younger guys looked up to these guys. OJ was super cool. And he had this swag and this cadence. I still call him the Black Fonz to this day. Wilson,
I believe that you developed your professionalism from this particular crew. How do you feel as though that this particular crew, out of all the other crews that you've rocked with, how did they show you professionalism?
Well, because they practiced a lot. They did rehearsals, you know. I wasn't used to rehearsal or none of that. That part of the discipline, showing up on time, dressing in unison, making sure the steps was together. And like when I used to write my rhymes, I used to always say cuz and I, because I. And OJ used to always tell me, yo, you got to replace that word with something else. You're saying it too much. So that's kind of how I developed the writing skills. And then the way my aggression and my wordplay is a combination of Eddie OJ and Will Seville. To this day, I admit that. You know what I mean? So the Clientele Brothers, and like I said, we all looked up to them. And just one time, I was at Steady B's garage. He had equipment in his garage, and I used to mess with his little sister, Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Wow.
And anyway.
Hey, Lisa, how you doing there?
Yeah. So anyway, we was rapping down there, and Steady B called OJ and told OJ to come down the block. I got this young guy I want you to check out. So, I rapped in front of Eddie OJ, and from that point on, Eddie OJ took me under his wing as his little brother, and it was off to the races. Now I'm a Clientele brother. I'm young, and you couldn't tell me nothing. I was like a hood celebrity.
Wow, so that did a lot for you as a rapper. How did that make you feel in the hood? Like, you were big time in the hood?
Yeah, I was big time, man, and I was still in school.
Wow.
What? He let me wear his Eddie OJ Clientele brother Todd #1 jacket to school?
Wow.
Come on, man, you couldn't tell me nothing.
That's how it works, man.
Yeah, I was stunting. Look, the jacket was too big for me, but I rolled it up.
It didn't matter. Because you had to wear that, because that's what you were identifying.
Now I got clientele, so you can't tell me nothing.
From there, talk to us about how you met Jay Ski, aka
James Todd
Smith. Yeah, James Todd Smith.
Well, Jay Ski, we had mutual friends. Jay Ski used to rap with a brother named Mellow C. And like when I was talking about the LA Rap Masters and us making those tapes in Johnny Quest's house.
The reason why I'm asking you these questions is because I see that your career, and like a lot of MCs that came up, but your career is very fascinating to me because you went through so many different groups and so many different cliques, and so many MCs that help harness your craft, which is amazing to me, because you as an MC let me tell you something straight up and down. You as an MC are the purest of pure.
Thank you.
Your freestyle capability is disgusting. It's disrespectful, as a matter of fact. If you want to battle Mikey D, don't do it, because you're going to be disrespected straight up. Yeah. So I'm asking you these questions so I can get everybody to understand where how it molded you as an artist and as a rapper. Because because obviously you learned from all these great MCs.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that's why I'm asking you where. When did you meet L? And how that whole, what that whole story was about.
Yeah. Well, I met L. We were actually supposed to battle. Like I was saying, when we used to make those tapes in Johnny Quest's house, there was this one guy named Dave Molicio that used to steal all of the tapes all the time. He was our boy. But Dave Molicio had an argument with Mellow C. Mellow C argued about Jay Ski being dope. Dave argued about me being dope. Then they wanted to link us up for this so-called battle or whatever. And this was actually when Spectrum City used to rock at Roller Castle in Elmont.
I remember that very much because we used to go there all the time.
Exactly.
Right. We'll get to that whole part of your story later. But.
Okay. So anyway, we get there. They bring us two together, and you know, we did what MCs did back at that time. We compared notes. He said a rhyme, I said a rhyme. He said a rhyme, I said a rhyme. But we weren't battling. I was impressed because here's another young cat like me. We're the same age. We have the same exact energy, and our cadence is almost identical.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people would say later on that he took my style. No, I'm telling you right now, when I met him, he already had the cadence, and he was dope. So he started coming around the way a lot, you know. And
we're talking about LL right now.
We're talking about Jay Ski.
Jay Ski.
Yeah.
James Todd Smith, a.k.a.
right.
Jay Ski from the beginning.
Right. So he used to come around the way a lot, and we used to write rhymes, and we used to walk up and down Merrick and all of that. One day he came to the house and told me that he changed his name. I was like, what you change your name to? He was like, I'm Cool J, Cool James. I'm like, yeah, that's dope. And we was talking, I was like, yo, you need something in front of it. Because here you have it. I'm Playboy Mikey D. You got Ever-Loving Kid Ice, Lovable Little B, Romantic Lover Snow, Loverboy TC. I said, you need like a nickname, one of those nicknames. So we walking, and I believe we was going to buy some beer, and I just, let it ride off my mouth. I said, yo, how about something like Ladies Love or something? You always talking about the ladies loving you. How about some Ladies Love? He like, what? I said, Ladies Love. And then he's like, Ladies Love Cool J. Ladies Love, that's it. And then that's how that became. You know what I mean?
Wow. So you gave LL Cool J his name.
I suggested it. Right. He went with it, but it was a suggestion that worked. You know what I mean?
On the way to the bodega.
On the way to a bodega to get some Valentine and some English.
That's what's up. So moving forward, you guys had a positive relationship. You guys were friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And at some point, you guys started making records.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got your deal first, correct?
Well, the first record that I made was with Nia Records. It was actually with the Clientele Brothers when the first time Jesse Jackson was running for president.
Right.
So
Free Jesse. Run, Jesse, run.
Yes. Jesse, you're number one. That was the name of it.
Right.
Run, Jesse, run. But we did that, and this was prior to the his Def Jam contract and stuff like that. Matter of fact, we might have been on D-Money's steps when he bought that contract and was showing us the contract.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 'cause I remember LL Cool J when he signed to Def Jam, because myself and Dr. Dre signed right before him.
Right.
That's because they be signed when Def Jam didn't have their distribution with Columbia.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when LL signed, they had put all that together at one time. And that's when LL album came out. Right. So yeah, that was interesting time.
So, he actually got his solo deal before me, and started making records. And the thing that kind of drifted us apart was he was industry, I was in the street. Bad decisions on my part and loyalty to the wrong people and the wrong atmospheres is what caused that friction between us, because I allowed the hate of other people to think for me, to make me think a certain way. And because I was sipping 40s and I'm out there with all of the haters talking, like, put it this way, when he came out with I Need a Beat, right? Everybody heard that record and swore it was me. Because remember, I was out there with the Clientele Brothers. Right. I'm already almost like a little legend in the hood. Cool J was rolling with me, but he wasn't really making that much noise. If it was ever a battle or whatever, he would let me do the battling or this, that, and the other. So people knew who I was in the street. But he took it to another level. And I got to tell you, when LL would spend his last $2 to take a bus to go see Silver Fox or Rick Rubin or whatever,
right.
My $2, I was walking up to Poppin' Kim's and I was buying me $1.50, 40, and I was hanging out, freestyling on the corner of Merrick Boulevard. LL was doing what he was supposed to do. Right. So like I said, when he came out with I Need a Beat, everybody thought that was me. So now this is when all of the talk begins, like, oh, he stole your style and this, that, and the other. And look, I'm feeding into this. Now, here's what really, this is when it really went left. Forget Oreos, eat Cool J cookies. You know what I mean? I had a rhyme.
Right.
I am imperial, pro-material. Kids all over eat Mikey D cereal. That was like a hood quote that was already there.
You already had it out there.
Ben had it in the streets.
Right.
Then he comes out on a record and says Cool J cookies. So everybody relates. Everybody from the street relates to Mikey D cereal. Oh, he bit your stuff. Ah! And I kind of like believe that, but in a sense, I'm like,
that happens. That happens.
but I was wrong.
Right,
You know why I
right.
say I was wrong? See, I let my ego do the talking and not my real conscience. See, what happened is, remember, we rolled together. We were rocking together, and I had that rhyme. He wrote the Cool J cookies rhyme to complement that rhyme. So if we ever rock together and I said my Mikey D cereal rhyme, he could back me up with his rhyme and say the Cool J cookies. So he had the rhyme prior to him being on records. He didn't bite anything. That was what crew members do.
Yeah.
I didn't look at it like that. I let my ego get in the way.
For a time, you went through this whole thing as it relates to your ego.
Yeah.
You know, basically hating on L.
Basically.
Right? Because, I mean, you know, he got a deal and he's doing his way. Because as soon as he got on Def Jam, he took off like a rocket.
It was
like a
no
rocket
looking
ship.
back.
You know, I mean, I need a beat, hit, crazy.
My radio.
And then set it up. Set up radio. Yep. And then he started getting into all the songs with the women and everything else.
Right.
So like that became tough for you. So to talk to you more about where you went there, because it's, you know, life is all about decisions.
Yeah, facts.
You know,
Facts,
so if
facts.
you spend the $2 to go to invest in his career, you spend the $2 to drink, and then you went even down a darker path. I mean, at some point, you know, Paul C passed away too. Remember, you had the whole thing with Paul C.
Paul C.
And he was tragically murdered. You know,
Yeah.
peace to Paul C.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
RIP. But you know, and that had to bother you too. You know, and this is all around the same time period.
Let me tell you how dark and coincidental it was, and it was just crazy. So at the time, me and L were going through our thing. You know what I mean? Like, where he is today is where he wanted to be back then. I never wanted that type of success. I just wanted to be the hood celebrity. I wanted to be the nicest in my hood. I didn't care about the rest of that. The glitz and the glamour wasn't me.
Right.
So what wound up happening is, all right, me and Paul and Johnny Quest, we doing our thing. So going into L's album, Bigger and Deffer, he had L.A. Posse producing his album. We already out. We're already the L.A. Posse. So where did these guys come from? Now it's really getting confusing. Now, and I'm also on a label, Sleeping Bag, which was one of the
That is
biggest
correct.
independent labels at the time.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We didn't have a major backing.
Pardon my ignorance. Is this around the same time that you put out the album F What You Think?
No, F What You Think came in, that was in 93 with Main Source. That was Wild Pitch Records.
Okay.
That's
so
when
I'm
I
trying
got
to
with
keep
Main
up
Source.
with
This
everything that you got going on in the controversy.
This is before that. This is prior to. This is prior.
This is
to
Sleeping
Paul C.
Bag. This is Public
Sleeping
Records.
Bag. This is when EPMD was on Sleeping Bag.
Right,
You
right.
got to chill
Yeah.
and all of that.
Okay.
So what wound up happening is we got into this big lawsuit with the other LA Posse because, again, not on top of my business, you know what I mean? And we didn't trademark the name. We didn't do none of that. Sleeping Bag Records allowed us to just put these records out. They knew what they was doing because we didn't know about publishing or none of that at the time. So now me and L is in the middle of our thing. See, this is what you could say I was back in the days. I'm the original clout chaser. All right, this is what they call these internet dudes now, clout chasers. I'm the original clout chaser because if anybody had a record out at the time, I was coming for your neck. I wanted to battle because that's how I would get my name out there. I was known as a battle rapper. So I would battle whoever was popular. I'm going to ride off of that. I'm calling them out. So that's basically what was going on with me and Cool J at the time too. But the LA Posse that produced his album wanted to sue us for the name.
They're from,
They're from California.
Right.
But you know, something that makes sense. But we from Lawton. Anybody from Queens know Lawton is LA. We was already out. We was already doing our thing. Never heard of them. Then I heard an interview with one of the brothers saying that Jam Master Jay gave them that name when they was riding on the FDR, which I just got caught in traffic in. But anyway, he said he gave it to them then. Long story short, Def Jam was backed by Columbia. They had the machine behind them. They had the power for lawyers and attorneys and things like that. Sleeping Bag didn't really have that kind of pull, so they just wanted us to dead the name. And I was like, come on, we built this name, and so now.
Sleeping Bag put you out under the LA Posse name.
Mikey D.
You already distributed under that name.
That's right.
And then later, LA Posse from California wanted to sue you
for the name
and the label for the name.
Yeah, they came out.
So the label dropped the ball there.
The label dropped the ball.
Big time.
Exactly. And at the same time that was going on, Paul C got murdered.
Yeah, he got murdered.
We were in the middle. We were in the middle of the album, and so I got that going on with the LA Posse and Paul C on top of that. So that really, and I just had a daughter.
Oh, okay.
1989.
I was going to get into that.
Yeah.
When you had your daughter on top of that.
Exactly. Right. So I really was spinning out of control. And then the courts, it was no more courts of Old English. They turned in the 40s.
Right.
So it was more beer. You know what I mean? And so that's when I started spiraling out of control. Just, it wasn't that the 40s was making me like an alcoholic to say. It was just, it was making me make bad decisions and using my ego, because I could still rhyme drunk.
Let me get into that so everybody knows. I met this gentleman. I met you way after that. I met you at through a radio station that we used to do called WBAU in Garden City.
We rock.
We rock. Hempstead, we rock. You know. Oh yeah, Mikey D in the building. That's why I got the Playboy on his jacket.
Playboy Mikey D, baby.
But and when I met you, you know, I realized, you know, obviously how talented you were, and there was a bunch of talented people at the station.
Yeah.
But I also noticed that you had, you know, you drank a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was at some nights. You know, when we left the station late at night, you know, you would be still there. I mean, I remember having many conversations with you on the dock, because just so everybody knows, there's a dock.
Yeah.
There's a dock outside of the radio station where, you know, the school would do deliveries, because that, you know, downstairs is the cafeteria.
That's right.
Of the school.
That's right. That's right.
So, and we would stand outside of the door. You know, if anybody wanted to smoke or whatever, they would have to do it outside. So
that's right.
Mikey would be downstairs in the 40 on the dock and spitting freestyles.
Yeah.
You know, his speaking voice might sound inebriated, but his rhymes were not.
Right.
You know, he was sharp as a tack. So, you know, and you know, all of us were kind of concerned. You know what I mean? Obviously, myself, Chuck D, Hank, Keith. You know, even Buster, you know, at the time, you know, because Buster was there all the time. And Leah's in the new school, Charlie Brown. And
That's right. That's right.
So and speaking to you about this, and more importantly, even during this haze of drunkenness, I guess you could say, you know, Mikey managed to win the New Music Seminar battle as a rapper.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You know, because, you know, New Music Seminar was a big seminar they would have in the 80s.
That's right.
I mean? And, you know, all these people would have competition. They would have competitions, DJs.
DJs.
You know, because I DJ from Original Concept won, I think, Easy G Rockwell won in 85. What year did you
I won 1988.
88,
Me and
right?
Scratch.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right, Scratch won too. So, and he was, you know, everybody from the whole entire world would come to this place to battle.
That's
you know?
right.
You know, and you know, all kinds of stuff happened at New Music Seminar. That's where Ice Cube fought, you know, had a fight. You know,
it was crazy.
It was crazy. So New Music Seminar was a big deal in the 80s. You know,
that's the initiation.
Right, it was a big deal.
that was the battlefield. For real.
So to take it back a little bit, so Mike did all these things during this time, and I always wondered, like, you know, how did you, you know, establish your sobriety? Like, you know, how did you get straight? You know, what helped you to stop drinking?
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be honest.
And then to maintain that energy. Like
I've been sober for 11 years now. Right?
Wow. Okay, that deserves an applause. That deserves an applause right there, brother.
I've been sober for 11 years, and I've been with my lady now for 11 years.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So
it's the woman.
They say love makes you do crazy things because I had a choice when I met her to keep doing what I was doing with the drinking and just being wild outside in the streets and just rap chasing this rap thing, being the illest rapper after 44 years or 40 years of this, you know what I mean, rapping.
Right.
Or I could stop that, change my life, and keep this woman. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the choice to keep her is what made me sober up and stay that way because I did it all, like, women going with different women and the cheating and all of that, but it was no happiness there. You know what I mean? So I really fell in love. I mean, I lost my moms, I lost my pops, and she was there.
She was your rock.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I was like, yo, I'm a dead all of this to keep this, and then the rest will fall into place.
And apparently it did.
So everything since then has been a wonderful thing. And because I quit drinking and smoking cigarettes. I don't smoke weed or none of that, but cold turkey, same day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it was in you to do that.
Wow.
It was in you to do that. Right.
People say, you're not going to quit. I don't care how much help you get. If you're not ready to quit, you're not going to quit. You won't quit until you're ready to quit. So finding this woman, I was ready to quit because this is what I want to keep. This is the zone that I want to be in. So that's, so we could thank Wanda for that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Shout out to Wanda. Come through,
That's
madam.
right. Comes through, madam. Respect to you, Wanda, and we see you. Okay.
We see you.
And this is your work. This is your masterpiece right here.
That's
you know
a
what I mean?
fact. That's a fact.
amazing.
So I'm going to help you with this one. So you were talking about Main Source earlier. So,
Let's go.
So let's discuss that now. Cause I think at this point he was.
Oh, there was a lot going on, but I want to we can get back to that for 2 seconds because
Okay.
you're talking about your hardships, but we cannot forget about your success because you
Right.
have something very, very major that we have to acknowledge. Madonna.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no question.
The situation with Madonna, I don't want to spill it, so I want you to spill it because everybody don't know. You got writer's credit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something
You out
like
here
that.
in these streets.
Yeah, something like that.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
son. Like,
Yeah.
Let 'em know. Let 'em know about that.
That was the Main Source thing right there. That's when we did the second Main Source album, and we had a single called "What You Need Is the Source." And see, I didn't even know this till recently. Sir Scratch reached out to me because I finally got my IAA certified joints and all of that,
okay.
and he was like, "Yo, you don't remember Madonna being in the studio when we was recording that?" I said, "No. Remind me, please." Because when we was recording that, all I remember was Jadakiss and my cousin Mark stealing Guru's cheesecake and them coming in there asking who ate the cheesecake, and Jadakiss got cheesecake and my cousin got cheesecake, and yeah, that's all I remember.
That's crazy right there.
They
what's
said,
going on with New York City cheesecake?
yeah. So we were in, I think it was Platinum Island Studios or something like that, and Madonna was in a couple of rooms down, and Scratch was like, yeah, she came in there, she had the hoodie on and all that. I was like, yo, bro, I don't remember. But anyway, they liked the song since then. So the reason we got writer's credits is because she wanted to sample that song that we did. So we gave her the sampling rights and she gave us credits on the writers. So that's how that came about. But yeah, it was a look. It was a good look.
Yeah.
It was a good look.
Congratulations. Yeah, I didn't want to get into all the controversy with, that song, F What You Think, before we start acknowledging.
Oh yeah,
the good stuff.
F
Good
what you
stuff.
think. Well, that was just that title right there wasn't really drama. It was because they're going into their sophomore album, and there was a lot of doubt because Large Professor left the group, and they like, can Mikey D fill his shoes? Which wasn't the case because I'm a different caliber rapper. Like Large Pro is dope in his way, and I'm dope in a different way. So they wanted to lean more to the streets because that's where I come from. So,
but at the time, that played on your ego. So you was like, listen, that's what we gonna name it, and we gonna show improvement.
Yeah, So a lot of people thought it was a jab at Large Pro, which was never the case because he's
salute to Large Pro.
Yeah,
he's been a guest on the show. Salute to him.
Yeah, that's my man for life. That's little bro right there.
No question. Holla at Large Pro, official tissue professor in the building, man. So talk to us right now, bro. Like I know every time I see you, because I don't get to see you often.
Right.
You know what I mean? But every time I do see you in the park. I see you freestyling out loud. I see you on social media killing it. You know what I mean? Or I see you at somebody's event, you know, which you're going to come to my event too, August 19th, the T-Money podcast joint launch event. We're going to kill it. You know what I mean? But my point is, I always see you online doing your thing. So tell me what you're doing, man. I mean, I really should be calling, your nickname should be called Mikey Bars, because, you know, bars are not even important right now, but your bars are so... are so gangster.
Yo, you know what's funny? I got a little cousin.
Right.
His father is my first cousin.
Right.
So this guy is my second cousin. His name is Mikey Got Bars.
Get out of here.
Yeah. And he's nice. You can check him out. He's in the Battle Rap League and all of it. So this is on my father's side. It's my little cousin.
Okay,
Mikey
it's in
got
the bloodline.
bars.
It's in the bloodline. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. But with me, it's just, you know what it is? I like to inspire my peers, and I like to educate the youth.
Right.
I want people to understand that don't let nobody put an age on your gift or an expiration on your gift. You don't stop until you can't do it no more. So this is something that I love. It's my therapy. It's my voice. It's who I am. Like I said, it's 44 years I've been doing this. So sometimes I like to revisit the places that made me who I am and just spit bars. That's why I took the logo from the Parks Department. No, the Playboy. Let me tell you why I did the Playboy thing. The reason I did the Playboy thing is because Playboy Mikey D was the first name that I adopted when we started out young. Then I went to Mikey Destruction. That's when I was angry and upset and I wanted to battle everybody, so I destroy anybody, Mikey Destruction. Then the social media age comes out and I put Mikey D, and there's 1,000 other Mikey Ds now. At the time that I came out, I was the only one. They had Mike D, who came out later, but he's Mike D. I'm Mikey D. Yeah, and I was the only one.
For the Beastie Boys, Mike.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So I felt cheated by having to change my name to the real Mikey D, just to, you know what I mean? Just to make everybody know. Nah.
Who I am.
So why not just use my original name, Playboy Mikey D? And Playboy, the way that I represent Playboy is not that I get all of the ladies, it's just the swag. Because remember, we were Playboys before players. They used to be like, yo, what up, Playboy?
That's what's up.
You know what I mean?
That's
Not
right.
player or none of that. So Playboy is just the way that I carry myself. You know what I mean? So that's how that came back around.
I like it.
Thank you. But yeah, so the energy that I have now is just to show people, is to inspire my peer, educate the youth. You know, don't be ashamed to be yourself. Don't be ashamed of your age. You know, we could keep going as long as we want.
So what I wanted to ask you is, okay, what are we doing now? Like, are you performing? Is there places they can see you perform? Are you making new music?
Man, listen, right now, I'm trying to get in where I fit it. I'm just, whatever happens. I am working on new music. Sparky D, I got to thank my big sister for the introduction to a great producer. His name is Herb Middleton. Now, if you check his catalog out, my man Herb Middleton worked with everybody from Al Green to Nas to Eminem to some of the biggest, Mary J. Blige and all of these people. And like, one thing that I felt like I wanted to do right now was to show people that I could make commercial hits. I no longer have to prove how nice I am because nobody really cares about the lyrics anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the vibe.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I mean, bars, you know,
right. So
they're non-existent. I mean,
exactly.
People just make songs. It's a vibe now. You know,
but what I want to do is just keep my pen sharp, like the records that you hear us come with, I'm saying something that you can understand. Quotables, but I don't have to go as hard. I don't have to go at nobody's neck now. Like I did a song just recently called "Got Time." It's featuring my man Scola De Niro from Drew Hill. So this is something LL told me to do a long time ago. Yo, Mikey D, you Playboy Mikey D, but why you never rap for the girls?
Yeah.
So I had to let the ladies know that good men are still here and we always got time for them. So I got a song like that. D-Money got it. God dog
What's
it.
the name of the song?
It's called Got Time.
All right, I wanted to make sure we repeated that again. Go run it up.
Yeah.
Run that nonsense off.
Yeah. And check this out. We kind of switched it up too. You can't find it on Spotify and none of that. If you want to check these songs out, you got to come to our website, which is Moontown Records, because what we're doing right now is I'm tired of shooting myself in the foot using these streaming companies. Nothing against them or what they're doing, but us as artists, and especially older artists, we don't see anything from streaming. Even if we did 1 million streams, it's still not
lucrative.
You know what I mean? So we put our stuff out on our own website. We perform. That's where it comes from. And we focus on FM radio, satellite radio, because they still cut the checks. You know what I'm saying? So,
are you going to be doing radio in the future?
Man, listen, T, don't you be asking me no questions like that. You know what's going on.
I need you to tell the people what you're going to be doing there,
well,
brother.
I don't know, so tell me what's going on.
So thanks to my man Herb Middleton, he got an opportunity to do a daily radio show for a station called 95.5 FM, The Heat. And they needed somebody to fill in a Saturday slot from 2 to 4 p.m. You know what I mean? So I'm going to be doing a show called Afternoon Park Jams starting August 12th on 95.5 FM, The Heat. It's a Utica station, but it streams like, they got the website and all of that stuff. It's on Tuned In and all of that. I got the Untouchables DJs, which is BPZ,
That's
a.k.a.
right.
Baby Paul and DJ
Mr. Effects in the building.
I got them as the DJs, and I'll even have these young brothers. They called Young Informed Multimedia. I got them doing a segment. These guys are 12 and 13 years old, but they're so knowledgeable and articulate that we need that youthful. Because I like to practice what I preach. So when I call myself an OG stands for offering guidance or opportunities and guidance. That's what a real OG is about. So that's why I'm bringing, Young Informed Multimedia with us. So every Saturday you can check us out on 95.5 FM, The Heat.
Okay, no doubt. That sounds perfect,
and where
brother.
can people find you on social media?
I'm Playboy Mikey D on everything.
Okay,
Look,
you heard it here.
ERR thing, thing.
Yo, listen, this is why we do this show for people like this gentleman, man, Mikey D. Salute to Mikey D.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here today, brother, man. I mean, people like you, man, listen to me. They broke the mold when they made you. Trust what I'm telling you.
Listen.
You know what I mean? Because you that guy, man. Listen to me.
Thank you. I appreciate
this is the T-Money podcast joint.
Yeah.
Featuring Ciara Ross, my co-host, and the great Mikey D.
Thank you.
Playboy Mikey D.
Don't forget the
D
Playboy.
Destruction in the building.
Yeah.
Mr.
Mike.
Deering.
Mr. Deering, no doubt. Cordless Mike.
That's right. Salute
No
to you,
strings
brother.
attached.
Thank you for being here, bro.
You got it. She
all right,
said
man.
Cordless Mike.
100.
All right.
T-Money podcast joint with Ciara.